Hey there guys, SaintsKnight here. Welcome you guys back to the channel here with another anime review. Thankfully, I'm actually saying anime rather than TV show review. And today, well, like all our usual anime reviews, we are reviewing another episode of Sword Art Online Alicization, which I think is the 5th episode in the series. Now, again, like all of our reviews, there will be, all except for our House of Cards one, there will be absolutely zero spoilers in this review. So for those of you who actually still want to see the actual show, can still watch it unspoiled. And as well, in all our reviews, I just gotta say, if you agree with what I say, that's good. If you don't agree with what I say, that's also good. Be aware, this is just my silly personal opinion, so take this review with a little pinch of salt. So without further ado, let's dive in. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do want to keep seeing these reviews on the channel, you know what to do. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. So without further ado, let us dive into Sword Art Online Alicization episode number 5, which I don't remember the episode's name. But if you guys have seen the other reviews, well, if you've seen episodes, actually the reviews for episodes 2, 3, 4, every single one of my complaints has always been one thing. That it's been good, it's been great, it's been probably the best season so far. However, it spent all the time in Underworld, and there's now enough in the real world. However, maybe I think the creators have actually listened to me on this one. Or they've listened to their fans, because whilst episodes 2, 3, and 4 were all in Underworld, this episode was completely in the real world. It was completely focused on the real world and focused more not on Kirito, which is a shame, but he's been the focus on like nearly all the seasons, so why not just move the focus away from him for a while, which I'm glad about. But it actually instead focuses more on Asuna, Asuna, Sugo, and like the rest of the gang, who basically it happens like after like the events of episode 1, and it's basically their reaction to like what happened in episode 1, which I'm not gonna spoil, but you know. But what I liked, you know what, there are a lot of things to like in this episode, and well, I'm gonna list them all because why not? I mean, what I loved about this episode was that yes, it does focus on the real world, but it actually focuses on really important stuff in the real world. Like for one thing, we actually get a little bit more backstory into Kirito and all, because we actually because at the start we actually immediately the only thing I find weird is that at the start, like the first opening scene was in like the style of the flashbacks from Sword Art Online 2, where it was basically like Aincrad, like the style of that, like the style of the first season, which don't get me wrong, is good, but when it gets to like the season 3 animation, it sort of feels a little bit off kilter, if you know what I mean. As well, this episode has probably had some of the best acting I've ever heard, well, voice acting I've ever heard in this anime, which, excuse me, which, I mean, for an episode focusing on the side characters rather than Kirito, is actually very high praise. I mean, probably my favorite actress in the episode was probably Asuna, because you could tell that the actress who played Asuna had a lot of heart, had a lot of emotion, and all that sort of stuff. And also, what I actually think about and also the the entire episode. I'm gushing about this whole episode, but the reason why is because it is actually very good. It's actually, honestly, I think that in this episode was probably the best, like the most high quality animation for like not the characters maybe, because I only praised about them a lot, but like the buildings, the helicopter, like the buildings, the vehicles, basically the environment. The environment was probably, it may not look the prettiest because it's like a boring city. I mean, cities don't usually look good unless you're in Singapore, Dubai, or Hong Kong. Fact. But for this, it actually really does look good, and I like the fact that they actually combine the anime series with the movie Ordinal Scale. I'm not gonna say how they do it because it'd be technically not that, but I really like it, and it's a very ingenious way to actually do it. And what I actually like, but the best thing about it was probably how the sound. The sound editing was actually a heavily constant thing, because a lot of sound in it, from like the characters breathing to like the footsteps, everything's just done, like every sound is like important to like a particular cue or all that sort of stuff. But honestly, the ending, I know that actually one of the complaints that I had for one of the episodes of this season is that the endings were a bit like were cut short and all that sort of stuff, which, don't get me wrong, this one, the ending does feel a bit, actually the ending did feel a bit short, but the way that it ended, oh my god, I just felt like a high level of badassness right there, and you could tell that when if an anime goes, it's good from start to finish and has me intrigued, enthralled, and immersed. Then the animators, the actors, everybody just knows that they've done a very good job, and I cannot praise every single person who was involved in this series so far, because they've done an amazing job so far, and this is probably the best. This is probably the highlight of all of it. This is probably, although I don't know how many episodes are in the season, but whatever it is, this is probably the highlight of this season for me so far. Which leads me on to the final verdict, and as I said, this is the king. This is the best episode of Sword Art Online Alicization. Actually, no. This is one of the best. Fuck it. It's the best episode of Sword Art Online by far. So for that reason, it gets a gold rating. A 10 out of fucking 10. It is really that good. If you like Sword Art Online, you'll love this episode. If you don't like Sword Art Online, you will love this season. It's so different from like the first two seasons, because I know for a fact that many people will be like, oh, Kirito's a fucking god, he can't die. Oh, I don't like Kirito. First of all, I don't like the main character from Death Note, and yet I still like that anime, so there. Second of all, Kirito actually develops more in the third season, which is a really good thing. But anyways, I'm going to go into a bit of a tangent, but if I keep doing that. But the reasons why I gave it a 10 out of 10 are the reasons that I highlighted. It focuses on a lot of great things. The acting is superb. The ending is fantastic. The animation of the buildings and environments are really high quality. And the sound editing is probably some of the best in the anime's long history. So for that reason, this episode deserves a 10 on 10. So those are my thoughts on Sword Art Online Alicization Episode 5. What did you guys think? Whatever your thoughts, whatever your opinions, leave them in the comments down below. And apart from that, I'm afraid it is now time to end today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, then please do me a favor and smash the thumbs up button, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and if you are not new, then do not forget to click the bell icon next to the subscribe button to get notified of all upcoming videos. So until next time guys, we'll see you in the next video. So until then, it's your boy SaintsKnight signing off. Peace.